YouTube and all who's watching. What's up? You guys see the planet on my forehead? I don't know if that's Mars or Jupiter. It's like, nah, but I wanted to talk about, my Omnisphere experience as promised. So yeah, let's get right to it. For those of you who are thinking about making that big purchase, that next step, would I recommend you getting it? Yes, but I do want to go on a spill about it before you make that purchase, and I hope this video helps. So without further ado, before I got Omnisphere, I was big on Massive. There was this sale in 2019 over the Thanksgiving break, I believe. And I was able to get Massive for the low. So I brought Massive. And when I first started making beats, like years ago, before I started taking it serious, I had Massive. And I made some pretty good shit with it. The only thing about Massive is, like, the interface is very fucking confusing. And it's small and I can't, like, expand. In FL Studio, of course. So that was the only issue that I had with Massive. But before I even got Massive, I was using FL Studio stock plugins. Some of the ones that if you're starting out with the stock plugins, which I recommend, by the way, before you make any big leap to any third-party plugins or VSTs, I was using I think it's called Cyrus. Hold on. Let me see something. I always be forgetting the names, man. Citrus, that's what it's called. Yeah, it was. I was using Citrus. I was using FL keys to lay out some of the keys before I would look for a sound. And one more. Oh yeah, the GMS John. I was using that. But before that, or after I got Massive, FL Studio, the website had another sale, and that's where I purchased Morphine. And what was it? What was the other one? Secura. So, with Morphine, Secura, and all the other FL Studio stock plugins, you can make some good shit. The reason why I was using some of FL Studio plugins before I made the big leap was because I wanted to get a general idea of sound design, like the basics of sound design down pat. So for those who think you need all of these crazy sounds, yes and no. Now, I'm never going to tell you don't need sounds. Sounds are the shit, especially good sounds that you don't have to create. But knowing, the basics, like, the attack, the delay, the release and shit, all of that, certain tweaks, certain, modulations and shit like that, you'll learn that from your default FL Studios in time. You're not going to learn it in one day or in one beat. But the more you use it, you'll get a general idea of, all right, what is what, what will this effect do? And I think that'll help you when you make that Omnisphere purchase. All right. So I definitely recommend that, and get familiar with or at least the basics of the stock plugins that FL Studio has. All right. So yeah. So with Massive, again, really a lot of unique sounds. Another thing that I like about Massive is it has a lot of ARP sounds, and what I mean by ARP is it's not just one shot sound like a boop. It would be a boop could turn into a boo-doo-doop. You feel me? Just with one joint, with one thing, and that's what I like about Massive. So after seeing a bunch of FL Studio tutorials, and I seen all the producers, I'm gonna open up an instance of Omnisphere. You hear the instance all over the fucking place. I was like, yo, I gotta get this joint. Alright, I did all my research. I'm a little blurry, goddamn. Yeah. I did all my research or whatever, and I was aware that you know, it was going to take up a lot of real estate on my computer. So just so you guys know, Omnisphere is a very big fucking it's a big, you know, plugin or VST, whatever you want to call it. It's big as shit. It's a big software. It's going to take up a lot of space. It has like over 10,000 sounds. So be prepared for that. Yeah, but I knew, you know, I know I had a lot of space on my computer. I was good in that department, and I knew that I wanted some new sounds because at the end of the day, I'm not a sound designer. I don't really know how to create sounds from scratch. So I thought, you know, with a bigger library, I'd be able to just pick and play with, you know, with the sounds that come with Omnisphere. By the way, y'all fuck with this beat? Oh. Hold up. Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, get it. Alright, so yeah, that was a sample that I grabbed from producergrind.com. I recommend checking them out. No, it's not sponsored by them, but got some pretty good loops, man. Throw some perks over that bitch and get, you know, get going. But yeah, back to Omnisphere. So, real estate. It's going to take up a lot of real estate. Now, I'm going to go through like the pros and cons, some of the good, some of the bad. You know, obviously one of the main factors is a big software is going to take up a lot of real estate. Alright, here's something good about it. Compared to all those other VSTs out there, I love how user friendly it is, man. I mean, the layout, the interface, everything about it, even though it's advanced and it's in depth, you feel me? And there's a lot you can do with it. It just comes off as very easy to use. Like, all right, that's there. Maybe I can do this a little bit. That's there. Like, like fucking Massive would be like an Android and Omnisphere would be like the iPhone. I mean, its simplicity is phenomenal, even though you can still do a lot with it, as you can do with an iPhone. Let's not get that fucked up. I have an iPhone. You can do a lot with an iPhone, but it's a lot. You know, it's a lot you can do with Omnisphere. The thing is, it's just user friendly, and I really fuck with that. A drawback: most VSTs you can like pluck through sounds. Just, you know, down. Here's the next sound. Here's the next sound. Here's the next sound. Don't expect that with Omnisphere. It's not going to take long, but it ain't going to be as click sound, click sound, click sound, click sound. You know, like, it takes a second to load up. You feel me? Probably like a second or a little less than a second. But, you know, it's not just sound. So get used to that. Like me, I got to run through fucking sounds a lot. So, you know, doing that with Omnisphere can be a bit of a pain. Here's a good side about Omnisphere. Omnisphere has the shuffle button. By the way, for those of you who don't know what it looked like, this is what it looks like. All right, this is the box. And again, I recommend going to AmericanMusicalSupply.com because you can make payments. There's no way in hell that I'm dropping $500 up front for this shit. Like, I'm for nothing. Like, if you can, you know, make payments towards it, make your payments towards it. Just don't quit your job. I know some of you like quitting jobs and shit. But yeah, this is what it looks like. This is the back. You feel me? Yeah. By the way, I want to show you what's inside and what to expect. Because there's like this little fucking USB thing that I almost broke the fuck off when I got it because it's so hard to, you know, like push it through. I'm gonna show you later. But yeah, you can't go through the sounds as quickly as I would like. But again, you have that shuffle option where you can just shuffle through shit. So that saved me a lot. Now, if you're getting Omnisphere because you're expecting native instruments like a natural violin, a natural guitar, a natural piano, a natural fucking drum or a trumpet and shit, I'm gonna tell you that you're going into it wrong because they don't have, even though they got over 10,000 sounds, they do not have a bunch of native instruments. Alright, gotta go somewhere else for your native instruments. I think, believe it or not, nativeinstruments.com actually has native instruments. they have more different type of sounds. Yes, you can get your basic piano. Yes, you can get your basic guitar. But there's definitely a cap. Like, you're not getting, at least I haven't come across a basic trumpet. You feel me? A basic clarinet. You feel me? A basic ass flute. You feel me? Like, there's certain instruments that, yeah, you're gonna be able to get this just a basic native instrument. But for the most part, the majority of the sounds on there are gonna be, you know, different. Also, and this is just my honest opinion, there are 10,000 sounds. There's no way in hell, I don't think I came across all 10,000 yet. But out of the entire library, well, you have, you know, like categories, you feel me, that are broken into smaller subcategories that are broken into smaller subcategories. Pretty much the first categories, like, you know, not the genres, but like the type of sounds, out of all of those genres, like, there's only like a few that I use frequently. My advice to you is to go through even the ones that you don't feel like fucking using, because you think like, all right, I'm not really fucking with organs, so why would I go through the organ category? I recommend going through the organ category because it could be something on there that don't really sound like an organ, or it does, but it'd be something that you just fuck with. I definitely recommend that. Another thing that I recommend, because there's a lot of sounds, you can shift click the sounds that you like and add them to something like a project. If you need help with that, just hit me on the comments or whatever and I got you. But, you know, so you don't have to keep going through, you know, like how the fuck, or, you know, if you add them to a certain project or you save them to the songs that you, or the sounds that you like, you'll be able to get to them again. Another thing, if you tweak a sound that you really like and you tweak it to a certain way to your liking, you can save that shit, you know, as the sounds that you created. You can do that, so I recommend doing that. Another thing that I like about Omnisphere is they have this section called effects, where you can just add so many different effects just to one part of the sound, to the second part of the sound. Like, there's just so much shit you can do with it. So yeah, like, my transition from the default VSTs Massive to Omnisphere has been good. I still don't know Omnisphere. It's good. Believe it or not, for the past couple weeks I've been doing a lot of sample beats because they've been increasing my YouTube channel. So I don't know if people are trying to say, bro, your melodies suck. We like your beats when you're on a sample, but your melodies suck, bro. So I don't know if that's what they're saying, but I have been doing a lot more sample beats lately. I do plan on going back to my Omnisphere beats and sounds and shit. But right now I'm trying to grow the YouTube channel just a little bit. So you got to be willing to, you know, swallow your pride in this music industry. So I hope this video helps. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything, man. Like, oh yeah, I gotta show you the joint inside. By the way, Omnisphere is like $500. Might be able to get it for like $580 or some shit. Just make payments, you know, go to that website, AmericanMusicalSupply.com. Make your payments, no interest. Alright, because that shit is chalk if you think cats is trying to pay $500 up front for some sounds. But yeah, this is what comes inside. Alright, and there's this chip that you gotta like literally push out because it flips, you feel me? So be careful not to rip your shit off when you get it, because that almost happened to me and I almost wasn't able to download Omnisphere, and that would have been a yeah. Is there anything else that I recommend, man? Anything else? Nah, I think that's about it. I need some toothpaste for this massive planet on my head. Nah, man, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy Omnisphere. I do recommend that you get it. Just be prepared for the real estate. Be prepared, you know, to learn sound design and stick with it, man. Stick the fuck with it. If this video helped, or at least prepared you, or gave you like a rundown, like the video, comment down below, subscribe. It really helped my channel out. Yeah, man, that's it. So fellas, ladies, producers, please get to grinding, stop the whining.